it's a story that one can relate to in many levels. It's a romantic story. It's a story about a father and a daughter, and it's also a science fiction adventure. What caught your eyes when you first read the script?
The truth is that for this movie, I said yes before reading the script because I am a fan of Mike. And when he described it to me, there was such passion in his voice, and I didn't understand what was the story when he first was talking so passionately and about physics and about the brain, and it just felt fresh to me, something original. And maybe because I didn't understand it so well, but it was fascinating. um I said I have to do it, and not even because I thought, oh, this movie is gonna be a huge hit or something. It's just because as an actress, it was interesting for me to work with a director like Mike, and that had so much passion for something that he had thought out and lived with, and it was so original and unique, and the two characters are. I've never played either of these two characters. And then again, there was Owen, and I was just very excited.
First of all, I'd like to know how did you come up with the original concept for the plot, which questions not only reality but also the search for happiness and love.
Originally, I was really drawn to Plato's Cave, that story from 380 BC. I feel like that story has been told many times in cinema, from The Matrix to The Wizard of Oz to Shutter Island to The Truman Show to Horton Hears a Who to, numerous films look at this story. And for me, it's one of those big existential questions, which is like, is there anything beyond here? And then around 2003, there was this great paper by Nick Bostrom about how we're living in a simulation. It was almost like a mathematical proof that says we're living in a simulation. And it just set my mind ablaze about the implications of that, And one of the biggest questions is, if this were a simulation, why is there suffering? Why is there hardship? And again, these are sort of intellectual ideas, but I wanted to use them to look at a story, to tell a story, a very simple story of a man who's chasing an idea of paradise, but through the course of the story learns to love the chaos.
Do you think it would be possible to draw a parallel between its plot and what we're living today?
I think that there's also a parallel of appreciation, because with the lockdown, I think we are beginning to see that maybe the world we were living was not as bad as we thought. And even going to a restaurant, you miss it. You have saudades. How do you say in Portuguese?
Saudade.
Saudade.
Yeah.
The simple things and the people appreciate traveling and all these things that we got so used to, all of a sudden we have to leave. Now that we don't have them, in Spanish we have a saying, nadie sabe lo que tiene hasta que lo pierde. Nobody knows what they have until they lose it. And it also makes us think of taking better care of the things that we do have, even your health, and maybe protecting the planet. Because if this chaos happened with one virus, if global warming and everything that it's expected really comes to us, I don't know what we're going to do, because it seemed to me we were not prepared at all for this. So the movie talks about all those things, appreciating what you have.
In your previous films, Another Earth and I Origins, you have also used science fiction to tell intimate stories, human stories. Would you say it's a signature of yours?
I think so. The more you make the work, the more the work reveals yourself to yourself. And I do find that this is something I keep returning to, which is minimalist science fiction stories about the human condition, trying to use science fiction as a way to zoom into some aspect of us. And so I use simulation theory to to look at how we choose what has value in our life. What do we call real versus unreal?
Are you into any Brazilian filmmaker? Do you know any Brazilian filmmaker?
I mean, one of the greatest films of all time is City of God. Of course, everyone knows that film, and I saw that at a very young, at a very formative age when I was deciding to love film. So I think or to pursue film.
Whoa.